I think my magic wand is a little bit different, but kind of the same. The world moves so fast now. There's so much stuff going on. We talk about change management or getting used to change or whatever. It changes every day. Everything is happening. And so if I had a magic wand, it would be for people to recognize and be very comfortable that something new is going to happen today, and we have the opportunity to deal with it and how that's going to happen. As humans, I think we feel very comfortable in routines and very safe in those areas, but we don't live in a world that's like that, that's going to be the same every day anymore. And
Yeah.
so for our staff and for our people to really be comfortable with that. That would be the magic wand that I would have. In a lot of different areas, I'll bring up two examples. We're working on a pretty big project deadline right now where we're having to come up with some very creative solutions for our client. And it's very difficult to create unless your mind is right and you're in a space where you can do that. And so you have to protect people's time, and you have to bring teams together. And we have, in this instance, probably seven different elements of creativity that have to come together to do that. So that's a challenge in and of itself. Something like this, we'd have probably had 6 months to deal with, 20 years ago. Now we have, 6 days
Yeah.
because of the speed and the tools and everything that people have. And so um, that is kind of a reflection not of our organization or of any organization. It's just the reality of the world we live in right now. And how we explain and teach to that and to work. You could tell when people are struggling. You can tell when people have personal things to deal with. You can tell a lot of those things, and it's going to happen no matter what. So it's difficult in the time frames that we have because things are going so fast. And so I think getting everybody the ballast to level out and read what the changes are and to do their things and to be comfortable with that and happy with it, and to look at it as an opportunity as opposed to something that we all have to freak out over would be my magic wand.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. And you're right that the change is happening. And I imagine in your world, you just gave an example how you used to have time to be able to work through that. And I think you mentioned something maybe a couple months ago where you talked about new team members coming on board that want to make changes, but you've got people that have been there for a period of time. So it's kind of integrating. I don't know how that's going, but I don't know if that could be part of that change process as well.
That's certainly a very much a part of it. I think that you talk about the fatigue in terms of folks, and you have new people with new ideas and new energy that come in, which is great, but they haven't been running for that long, and so we have to let them kind of go fast and recognize that it's a marathon and not a sprint. And so the challenge with new folks is to slow them down
Yeah.
because we go fast as we're at very, very fast marathon pace, but we're not sprinting, if that makes sense. And so I think
Yeah.
that's the management challenge relative to folks as far as changing organizational structure.
Yeah.
But on the project side, it used to be, and maybe I brought this up before, is, if there was an issue on a job site, a contractor would write a letter to the owner or the engineer and mail it. And they'd kind of stop on that. The owner or the engineer would get that letter in a week or so, and they would have a week or so to respond to that letter and really think about the problem or the issues that they were trying to solve. And then they would put a stamp on the response letter and mail it back to them. So it'd be 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Um, and if there were financial things we would meet, we would do all those different things in that world then. Now, if there's something on a job, there's going to be somebody sends a text or an email and they want a response in 15 minutes. It's just a very, very different world. And I think I don't know of any platform that I've ever seen that teaches younger people how to deal with that pace and recognizing to kind of benchmark that it hasn't always been like this. And,
Right.
and it's okay to ask for more time and how to do that and to build the tools to do that as well. So,
Yeah.
but the good thing is we can go faster, we can respond to those things, and the technology is not a bad thing per se, but it also needs to be slowed down at times, and we need to be strong enough as leaders to say, you know what, let's stop right there and let's give ourselves some time, let's regroup.
Right. Right.
So I think that's where I see a lot of um, you could be made to run at sprint pace and marathon we're all in. And I think having the wherewithal to be able to say, no, I need to slow down right now. Um, uh, Both as a leader, as far as what we're bringing on or what we're assigning, because we may have people that are going through things in their life, or we might have bad weather coming, things of that. Would just generally, it's probably going to rain pretty good today here.
Yeah,
We've got to
right.
we've got to plan our day based upon the physical factors too. So I think the leadership element is to be able to slow the bus down when it needs to be slowed down.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. And it's really about being heard. I mean, if somebody's got some feedback and it's like, let's slow down again, let's look at all these aspects because you know, you wouldn't want errors to happen too by rushing things too quickly too.